What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel for a look at Football Manager 22. For those of you guys who have missed the stream, Football Manager and the guys at Sports Interactive did a stream on their Twitch channel last Friday. I believe they've moved it over to their YouTube channel now, and I know what you're going to say, Steve, you're late to the game, everybody else has done this already, but I thought it was time for me to bring you my sort of 5 takeaways from that 2.5 hour stream so that you guys don't really need to watch it yourselves. There was a lot of gameplay, a lot of exposure of the match engine, which is one of the things I will be touching on very shortly. But fantastic display from the guys at Sports Interactive. I do appreciate the sort of live stream element of it, showing the match engine. Although it was alpha release, I will say it is the alpha release. It is good for you guys and myself included to sort of see the game, how it's looking, sort of the match engine changes and some of that sort of good stuff. So without any further ado, I'm going to jump into my 5 takeaways from the Sports Interactive live stream. The first thing we are going to talk about is the wide centre-backs feature. This is something they used in the stream. They were the Sheffield United manager, the sort of one of the pioneers of the old wide centre-back, as they've been calling it. It is one of their key features for the release for FM22. And from what I've seen so far, it looks like there's a lot of fun to be had with these sort of wide centre-backs. They did have one of them on attack as well. They were bombing up that right-hand side. It was fantastic to see, getting some good deliveries into the penalty area, that sort of thing. Putting the ball in the mixer, putting the pressure on the opposition defence. I think it's great. I think the addition of these sort of roles like that, the wide centre-back, sort of adds to that that flavour and that experience of real-life customizable tactics. Obviously, at the moment, if you play a central defender there, be it a ball-playing defender or whatever, it doesn't really have the sort of same scope, even if you put them on stay wider. So actually being able to use this as a tactical improvement, I see it as a very good feature. And personally, I think a lot of people are going to be running 3 at the back because of this feature. Now, there was a comment made in the Twitch chat whilst it was happening of what happens if you play 2 wide centre-backs on attack and a libero. I want to see someone try that. I'm looking at Stinger, I'm looking at RDF, I'm looking at GYRFM. I want to see one of you guys do a video with 3 at the back, 2 wide centre-backs on attack, and a libero also on attack. I just want to see it. I want someone to show me it. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Challenge submitted. Over to you, boys. My second takeaway from the live stream is that set pieces look high value again. Now, at the start of FM21, the long throw was the thing to be done, but set pieces are so vital within football and can really make a difference. We've seen set piece coaches have an effect in the Premier League for multiple years. I believe Liverpool have had a throw-ins coach and stuff like that. So that sort of element and the set pieces are so vital to world football. So being able to have it as an important feature in FM is really good to see. I'm hoping that the customizable sort of elements of it are also there. Fingers crossed for that. They didn't really show it, but what we did see from the Sheffield United stream with the SI team was that set pieces were so good. The amount of set piece opportunities that they were nodding in from corners and stuff like that. There was a game where John Egan scored twice. It's ridiculousness. I think, again, set pieces are going to be high value. If you are able to customize things a little bit more, that would be fantastic. Sort of have a couple more different positions and players in different places. That would be sort of fantastic. The customizable features would be great. I'm hoping that is part of the game. But as I said, my takeaway from the live stream was set pieces look high value again, guys. So definitely get your X's and O's out, get your whiteboards out and start planning those set plays. Next up, I want to talk about the improvements to the match engine itself. From what I've seen from the live stream, again, the match engine seems to have come on yet again. Miles did touch on at one point that they've had some motions in the sort of game mechanic for a long period of time, and the match engine just hasn't been able to comprehend them. Hopefully, it looks like that is over for FM22. Some of the mechanics that I saw in the live stream were fantastic. And what I will say is part of the match engine and sort of stuff like that is they touched upon it very briefly, but for me it was quite a big thing that they mentioned, the sort of fatigue having an issue in the game. The longer the game goes on, the more fatigued your players become, the more aimless they can be in their decision making or in their passes or in their first touch and stuff like that. And that is so true to real world football. That's why I just love these sorts of improvements. They're only minor tweaks. And obviously, as Miles said, that they've kind of already got these sort of motions and animations in the match engine already. being able to see them being played out in the match engine, even if it is only the alpha variant of the game so far, was really, really good to see. I also did enjoy the fact that they mentioned about passes and long balls and stuff like that being over and under hit a lot more to replicate real world football. I think that's, again, another fantastic addition, and I'm really, really looking forward to the FM22 match engine. Now, I have to talk about this because there's 2 points that I want to talk about. The GEGENPRESS. The guys did start with a wide centre-back formation, 5-2-3 I believe it was, with Sheffield United, and then they switched to a 4-2-3-1 GEGENPRESS, and they continued to dominate whilst doing that. And I saw loads of comments in the live stream about saying that, you know, the GEGENPRESS is still OP, nerf the GEGENPRESS, blah, 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 blah. The GEGENPRESS is a very, very well-renowned formation, tactic and sort of play style within world football. So you can't really nerf it. But what I was very, very pleased to see was when they had a Saturday-Tuesday game, it was touch and go whether some of the players who didn't have the natural fitness and the stamina would be able and eligible to play on that Tuesday because of the intensity of the tactic. And that is exactly what I want to see. Don't get me wrong, it's a very viable system, 100%. Liverpool still play this sort of high intensity pressing, but you're going to need a deep squad to use it. Now, I think that's fantastic. It's not something that I've used a lot in FM21. I'm more of a tiki-taka sort of pass it around kind of guy, but hopefully the actual reliance on stamina and natural fitness is going to play such a key element in this. Obviously, I touched on in my last point about the match engine and the touch of players disappearing, their decision making and hitting the ball long. This is all going to come into play. If you're playing a GEGENPRESS, some of the players in the live stream for Sheffield United were out on their feet come 90 minutes, and it was just really reassuring. I know that sounds stupid, that it was really reassuring that the players were being very tired and they couldn't just recoup their stamina for a Tuesday game. It was just really, really nice to see. Whilst the GEGENPRESS seems like it is a very viable tactic yet again, and it is going to be another strong tactic, another strong playstyle, another strong system, whatever you want to call it, I think it could be a really interesting one to play in a season, in a save where you've got a lot of fixtures. If you try and use the GEGENPRESS in Brazil where you're playing 60 games a season, you're going to need a squad of about 60 players just to even get through it. And that is something that I am really excited for, seeing these variations of these tactics, the implementation of a wide centre-back, that sort of thing as well. I think it all just adds to the atmosphere and what you can actually do in the game and the customizability. I think it's just fantastic. I think FM22 is going to be brilliant, but the main feature for me, the main takeaway, the main thing I want to talk about is point number 5. So, is it any surprise if you've watched any of my videos? Point number 5 is the introduction of the data hub. And I think this is just brilliant. Work the Space has done a video on this already, sort of shown out some of the screenshots. So please go and check out his video on this sort of stuff. I think the data hub, I'm going to live in the data hub. I'm going to be here all the time, changing my graphs, making sure I've got the right sort of stats to see how my team can perform better and where we are being bested on the field. I'm going to be looking at this for days. If any of you guys come into my stream to watch my stream save, which I will announce on YouTube tomorrow, you're going to get really frustrated with me looking at the data hub. I think it's such a valuable tool. The fact that Miles mentioned you don't get it right away, it only becomes available once there is enough data to populate. I think that's fantastic. It's not the game just giving you stuff straight away. You actually have to play a few matches for the data hub to kick in. I think that's a very valuable feature, because if you go to a new club or whatever, you're not going to have that information readily available. And the fact that the data and its accuracy will be reflected by where you are in the footballing pyramid. If you are further down and your analysts aren't as good, that's an issue. Performance analysts, I know, is something that people haven't really had a lot of value in FM21, because you can't see as much what happens. How many of you guys actually do go into the team reports and see where your team is good and where your team's bad versus the rest of the league and stuff like that? Actually having it all in one place, all in that data hub, is going to be such a fantastic addition. I honestly can't speak highly enough of the data hub. It's something that they said they wanted to implement slowly, which they have done. Obviously last game cycle FM21 they introduced XG, and this is kind of the next logical step of that. All the little graphs and the polygons and all that sort of stuff, I just literally inject it. I love it. Honestly, I cannot I cannot stress to you guys how much I think this is going to be a fantastic feature, and I cannot wait for FM22 to come out. Obviously, the game releases properly on the 9th of November, and they are expecting the beta, everyone is expecting the beta circa 2 weeks before, which is kind of a week after this video comes out. We are kind of thinking around the 26th is sort of where I'm expecting it, sort of in and around there with a little bit of flexibility. So fingers crossed it does come out. But that is where I'm going to leave things for today, guys. Do let me know down in the comments section what you thought of the live stream, if you've watched it, or the YouTube video, and let me know what you think your best feature is that they are implementing in FM22. As I mentioned, for me, Data Hub. It's just fantastic. Cannot wait for it. But if you have enjoyed this video, sorry, please do drop a like on the video down below and subscribe if you are new around here picking up things for the first time. We are talking about FM22 from now on. There's one more video coming on FM21, promise, that's it, and then we move on to the new content season. I am so happy this time of the year is right around the corner. But until next time, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you on another one very, very soon.